It's only natural to feel worried, if not slightly panicked, if your partner is friends with an ex, but it's important to keep in mind that many people stay in touch after a breakup in a respectful, perfectly platonic way. There's nothing wrong, necessarily, with remaining friends with an ex, but under, of course, certain circumstances. And in fact, considering that many breakups are filled with drama and discord, remaining on friendly terms can actually be a sign of maturity in your partner. However, we must take note that if feelings are unresolved and trust is not actually built in the current relationship you find yourself in, you might fall into lots of problems if you keep in touch with your ex. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 times that it's okay for your woman to be friends with her ex. Stay tuned. Welcome back, Jessica here. So usually when people talk about their exes, it becomes a really thorny subject in the current relationship they find themselves. Of course, also depending on how the previous relationship ended. And most of the time, it's a big bone of contention and can cause major problems and arguments when couples get into the whole ex conversation. But are there times that you should be willing to accommodate or waive as okay for your partner, your woman, to be friends with her ex? I believe so. Hear me out. Here's the first instance. If they have kids together. Now, I don't know how old both of you are personally. However, I can say this for a fact. If your current partner has children with their ex, the relationship becomes a little more complicated than ordinary. And you see, where family ties exist, there will always be one form of a relationship or the other. And you should be able to trust your partner enough to believe that this relationship did not augur well for her. And that's the reason why she left the father of her children and rather is seeing you. And you know, dating a partner who has children can be very, very tricky. And if you're not careful and you don't approach this properly, you might be walking on eggshells around them all the time, and especially whenever the topic pops up. And so you'll need a little bit of tact to address this particular issue. I believe that for the sake of the children, it's really important that you allow them to still have some kind of a cordial relationship or even friendship if they're mature enough between the two of them. Children need both parents. And the last thing you want to do if you are going to be a step parent to this woman's children is to let the children feel as if there's some animosity between you and their biological father. It's going to make your relationship a lot more harder for you to navigate if you don't apply tact. Number 2. Now, I know this one's going to be really, really hard, but listen, if they are in the same organization, probably even work in the same department, then you are in big trouble if you choose to see it that way. And if you don't start to sort of court the idea of the fact that your partner is always going to be in the same space with her ex, then you may begin to have major problems. Now, look at it this way. What if this ex was or is their boss, supervisor, or just basically a person of high authority? It will be in her own interest to find like a really nice balance where she can separate what happened between them and still continue to remain productive at work and not be bullied or picked on because of that relationship that they used to have. I think that if you're not willing to find a new job for her, or maybe she's unwilling to quit the job because she actually really likes it, then she's going to have to find the best way to manage the relationship. And I'm not saying they have to be the best of friends, you know, but at least they should be able to have some kind of relationship that will help them both, you know, and not affect productivity in the end. Because at the end of the day, at work, the objectives are simple: to make sure that your business remains profitable and afloat, basically, you know. So irrespective of what kind of relationship went down and, you know, what happened and how it went south and all that, have some kind of friendship with her ex, so far as it's going to mean she keeps her job and everything moves on smoothly and uninterrupted. Number 3, they've redefined their relationship. Now, this is also particularly important when, for instance, both her and her ex dated for a really long time, you know, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, and they have so many memories together, so many inside jokes, so many occurrences and experiences that you may not be privy to. Now, once both of them have been able to go past the initial hurt, disappointment, mistrust, betrayal, and all those negative feelings associated with when they broke up, they can actually begin to have a very meaningful relationship. And usually time heals all wounds. And I really believe that, because sometimes when the breakup is really fresh, feelings are raw and they don't want to see each other. But when they both go their separate ways, meet other people, and literally move on, they're able to come back to a point of friendship that is non-sexual and not intimate at all, but rather meaningful, and they could even end up helping each other in diverse ways. So once they've successfully been able to move past all the negativity of the breakup due to time, space, and just working out their individual feelings, it's okay for them to be able to maintain some level of friendship. No, you're not going to go back to being best buds, but at least you can have some level of friendship that won't be toxic for each other and both of you can actually benefit from. Number 4, they've established clear boundaries. Now, boundaries are really, really important if exes are going to be able to have any kind of meaningful friendship. Because in Ghana, we have something that we say, it's easier for, old flames to rekindle. And if both parties, as in your woman and her ex, are not really careful, they could be walking a very slippery slope and may find themselves doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And so once the boundaries have been set, and usually I believe that it's your woman who needs to set these boundaries because she has a responsibility to the relationship both of you currently have. If she's able to draw those clear boundaries with her ex, then they should be able to maintain a very platonic friendship. Boundaries are important because once this ex makes jokes about, say, your current relationship and she's not able to put him in his place, or he just feels like he can call her at any time because they had what they had and it's interfering with your current relationship and she's not putting a stop to it, you will always have issues. But if she's the one who's able to pull in the reins and say, hey, enough is enough, you cannot disrespect my partner, you cannot call me at a certain time, you cannot display any inappropriate behavior because it's sabotaging the current relationship I'm in, you're good to go. She should be able to set those clear boundaries and ensure that her ex sticks to them. And it should be very visible to you, the outsider who is looking in on this old friendship they're trying to rekindle. And finally, if the ex is also a friend of yours. Now, maybe at the time you met your current woman, you did not know she dated this friend of yours. Somewhere along the line, you got to know that they had something going. So far as you are not uncomfortable with the situation, you are not thinking about what could have happened between the two of them, and you're actually comfortable in your space and in this new flourishing relationship you find yourself in, everything should be okay. And plus, if this guy is really a friend of yours, then he should be able to respect you and your woman and the current relationship you guys have together. If he's a true friend, even better, because these things will come naturally to him and he wouldn't have to force himself to feel, say, and do certain things that may not be in his character. So if he's a friend of yours and you know your friend, so if you trust him enough, then of course you can keep him around, and she can also remain friends with him while both of you as a couple keep your relationship tight. So just my 2 cents really. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I've said on the video today, but these are the 5 times I think your woman could be friends with her ex. Thank you very much for watching the video. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. I'll appreciate that. Bye.